Okay, so here's the thing. If you use the lithium batteries in Minnesota in the winter when it gets 20 below zero, you're going to wreck them. So they have, an automatic shutoff, so they won't charge in, below, well, they say below freezing. I found it's more like below, 25 degrees. They don't charge. So you can see my Battleborns over there. I talked to them at Battleborn Battery, and these batteries have been tested to 50 below zero. They did that for a railroad company that they sold a bunch of these lithium batteries to. So it's fine, they said, to store them down to 50 below zero, which never gets in Minnesota. But the issue is you shouldn't really charge them and drain them, charge them and drain them when it's cold like that, which would be the case using the Orion charger that hooks up to my alternator. Let's call them, there's the house batteries, which are the lithium batteries, and then there's the van battery, which is the one under the floor in the front. So the Orion charger uses is connected to the van battery, but ultimately it goes up to the van battery is connected to the alternator. So that charges the lithium batteries while I'm driving. So if I disconnect that, I can do it two ways. I do have circuit breakers on either side of that Orion charger, so I can disconnect it that way. Or you can pull the green plug to disconnect the Orion charger, then that disconnects it from the van. And then, so they say, all right, so you've disconnected the charger, you can shut off the solar, which I have a switch on my solar panels. So I can shut that off. So now it's not going to get a charge from anywhere. But you still need to cut off all drain from those lithium batteries. So you charge them up and then shut it all down so that it's not going to charge and it's not going to drain. Because you don't want them sitting there empty for the whole winter in cold storage. So here's what we're going to do. I've got a cutoff switch. Just a minute here. Some idiots playing rap music out in the driveway. Just a second. So there's my solar charger right there, my solar switch right there. And then there's my fuse box. So over here is the Orion charger. So I'm going to connect up to the circuit breaker right there, which comes from the front, from the house or the van battery, and I will connect off of the van battery side, or actually I'll connect off the Orion side of that circuit breaker, and then I'll run it back over here, and then you can see there is the two cables going through that wall. So that connects to this switch. So the switch goes from the lithium batteries to the switch and then out to my fuse box right there. So you can see that big cable. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a different switch, because this is just a simple off-on switch. And what we're going to do is we're going to hook up a switch that has battery 1, battery 2, and off. And so I'll be able to make battery 1 the lithium batteries over there, and battery 2 will be the van battery. So I can still run lights and stuff, like the refrigerator has its own circuit breaker here. You can see it right there. And so that would be on a separate circuit. I'm not going to connect that through my house batteries. But yeah, everything else, you can see that lug up on top there, right there. That goes back to the bus bar, and then it comes over and goes through the wall to that switch, and then the other side goes to the fuse box. So that's my plan. Let's get going. Okay, I got this side here ready. And then back here, I got this connected up right, not to there, to there. So we're connected. If I reconnect that circuit breaker, we are connected to the battery over here. I think it's probably okay. That has a fuse at the battery, so we're still okay. I didn't want to hook it to the other side of the circuit breaker because my plan is to shut that circuit breaker off for the winter. So now we gotta just mount the switch in here. I gotta replace that one, which I don't have the switch yet. It's coming tomorrow. And that fit nice. Okay, so I did get the new switch, and I forgot to show you before I got it installed. I forgot to show you, but it's in here now. Check it out. I got to put some labels on there. It came with those little labels. They're kind of stupid, but so here's the off position is straight up and down, and then over here it's hooked up to the battery under the hood, and everything works. And then in the other position, it's hooked up to my lithium batteries, which I now have completely disconnected from everything. I have some more of those switches, so I just am able to shut off all drain from the other batteries. And then here, let me just turn the light on here. Wow. Look here. So I have so the solar is shut off, and this circuit breaker to the refrigerator is shut off, but everything here is still going to work, which are basically the lights. And then I can still plug in 110, and this guy will provide power to everything 110 if I have 110 plugged in on the outside of the van. And then also back there, in the way back in the corner, is our Orion box from Victron, and that I turned off all those circuit breakers, which connect everything up, and then to the batteries. And then up here is another switch right there, and you can see it there. And it shuts all the battery connection to the bus bars goes through that switch, so they're disconnected as well. So there should be no drain on the batteries at all. I'll just have to be careful that I don't want to, have the lights on and forget about them or something overnight. The heater will come on this way too, because the power to the heater is now the Webasto gas heater it gets, it's fuel from the gas tank, but it gets power for the little fan in there from the battery. So I'm able to switch that over as well. So we'll be able to run pretty much everything except the microwave, and stuff like that. I'd have to plug in the 110 for it, but we're good to go here, I think. And so it's shut down for the winter. I still have my temperature switch here. Or temperature gauge, which has a meter up front so I can see it from up front, but it's supposed to get pretty cold the next couple of days. One more thing I'm going to do is this hokey thing here is for changing colors on the lights, and I notice whenever I shut the power off and back on, these lights come on. So I ordered a switch to put right here, so I can just run probably the ground wire to that switch. So when I close the door, that light's going to shut off. When I open the door, it'll turn on. So I think we got this figured out. I'm pretty happy about it. So hey, Gary Schultz from Cyclone Custom. Thanks for watching. hit the subscribe button if you like what you see, and we really appreciate everybody hanging with us till the end. See you next time. Bye-bye. Oh yeah.